Welcome into Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal. I'm Erin Summers, joined by NFL Network fantasy football expert Marcas Grant. Marcas, we are deep into the playoffs now, and if you're still alive, props to you, because people are starting to drop like flies. And unfortunately, because of COVID, people are also falling onto the COVID reserved and protocol list as well. How have you handled that? And as far as maybe picking up a player that would be behind that person's position as soon as you hear that kind of news?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it really is sort of a next man up mentality. Whoever goes down, you try to find whoever his direct backup is, and that's generally the play. The problem has been the last couple of weeks is that sometimes it feels like we go right up until kickoff and we're never completely sure who that player is going to be. So you do try to guess as much as possible. I always have been saying for the last couple of weeks, if you know that there's a player going earlier in the week, maybe you start that person. I know we don't have any more Thursday or Saturday games, at least not for this week. But before it was, if you knew somebody was healthy on Thursday or on Saturday or on Sunday, maybe you play that person instead of trying to wait till Monday, because at that point, who really knows what's going to happen? So it's been a little bit of a roll of the dice for everybody, and the people who survive this week and who end up winning championships, they definitely will have earned it.
Kind of keeping that in mind as far as players available, maybe some injuries that happened this past week. Who are you looking at on the waiver wires?
One is Keyshawn Vaughn, the running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's obvious that with Leonard Fournette not available, the Bucs are sort of going with a two-man crew to replace him. Ronald Jones, if he's available, is a nice add, but I know he's probably taken in a whole lot of leagues. But Keyshawn Vaughn is still out there. Another one, Dare Ogunbowale. Not a great matchup this week against the New England Patriots, but with James Robinson injured out for the rest of the year in Jacksonville, he is sort of the next man up. He should get a whole lot of targets, or a whole lot of touches rather. And then the last one, GERALD, the tight end for the Seattle Seahawks. I know tight end has been a problem area for a lot of fantasy managers pretty much all year long. Everett may not get a lot of targets in the offense, but a lot of times the Seahawks like looking for their tight ends down near the end zone. So if you're streaming tight ends, all you really want is that opportunity for him to catch a touchdown, and GERALD fits that bill this week.
At this point, if you're not starting somebody this week, are you dropping them and just trying to find people that you would want for this week?
Pretty much. Everybody on your roster should be somebody you can reasonably argue that you would start. Maybe you don't when it's all said and done, but at least you want somebody that you believe has an opportunity to be productive this week. There's no reason of stashing guys. There's no reason to hold on to anybody for the future, because look, there is no future. This is championship week for a whole lot of people. So if this person is not available to play, or you don't think they can help you this week, then you're better off putting them back on the waiver wire.
Absolutely. Looking at the Saints' next matchup, they will be playing the Panthers back in the Superdome. Anybody that you like in that game?
It's going to be tough this week. I would say the Saints' defense certainly is worth a look. I think they played admirably, all things considered, on Monday night against the Dolphins, considering how shorthanded they were. And this is a Panthers team that's really beat up. So I would say keep an eye on them. I think they're worth starting this week against Carolina. I would say if you're looking for a sleeper, maybe Robbie Anderson, the wide receiver for Carolina, who had a really bad start to the year. For the last few weeks, starting to get some more opportunities, starting to make some more plays. Definitely kind of a deep pull, maybe a daily fantasy sort of situation there for Robbie Anderson. But he's probably the one Carolina Panther that I have a little bit of faith in this week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Marcas, for the time and the tips. This has been Keys to the Crown, presented by Crown Royal.